Hello, and thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Wendy, and this is Pretty Forever, as you probably already know. Today I have no makeup on because I'm starting from scratch again, and I thought what I would do is try some different things. I've got some new products, and I've got some products that I've had for a while but don't wear very often, and I thought, well, I'm going to give them a second chance because sometimes I find I buy something new and then I just kind of forget about the other thing that I've been using. So I thought, well, I'm going to get some of these out, a few things that I've had a while and liked, and just see what happens. The foundation that I'm going to use is this Milani Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. So evidently they don't think you need a concealer with this. So let's give it a try and see if that's the case. I'm going to just put a little bit on the back of my hand, which I don't normally do because sometimes I find that even though I can put a makeup on my face and it doesn't bother me, on the back of my hand I'll have kind of an allergic reaction to it. But let's see. This is quite a full coverage makeup. So even though I have a damp sponge, it's going on pretty thickly. And as you know, if you've watched other of my videos, I'm not really a big fan of really heavy foundation that looks like foundation. I want my foundation to look like my skin. So I didn't use very much. You can see I just dabbed it in here a little bit. And it is covering quite a lot of territory here. The color is nice. It goes on really nicely. I'll use a little bit more on my forehead. And I generally put foundation on my eyelids anyway because they have some redness, and I like to just smooth that out. So, but I don't want it in my eyebrows like this, so come on. And it's supposed to be a concealer too, so let's conceal what we want concealed. I think that looks pretty good. Just dab a little bit more in here. Use this end of the little sponge. Well, it does do quite a good job as a concealer. I don't really feel like I need to do too much more. Especially, I have these purple spots here and on the inside of my nose, and I always like to conceal those. Plus, I've got a little bit of redness here at the back corner of my eye. So there, I don't think I will use concealer. I think it actually does quite a good job of being a concealer and a foundation at the same time. For my blush, I'm going to be using this new one I have called Clinique Chubby Stick Cheek Color Balm. And it's like a big fat pencil, and it actually turns up, so you can turn it up and down. And I find, I've used it a couple of times, I find that it goes on quite intensely. But as I mentioned before, when I rub on my face, it tends to go red, and then it goes back to not red. And so it's a little bit hard to gauge how much difference my blush is making. So I'm going to start just by putting little spots like that on. And I have a little sponge here that I've used just for some foundation, and I'm going to use it to sort of blend this around and hope that it does a good job. I often will just use my fingers. Take it up here a little bit. This has a really nice creamy consistency. And I think it does quite a natural looking look. I have my other mirror right here, so I can have a little bit of distance. This one is a 7 times magnifying mirror. which I absolutely need if I'm going to be able to see what I'm doing, because I'm a little bit farsighted. Actually, I'm quite farsighted. I live surrounded by mountains where I live, and I can pretty much count the trees on the top of the mountains miles away. I think I want a little bit more color. The thing is, at this age, what you don't want is blobs of color. I think it looks nice. What do you think? We'll go with it. Okay, now usually my next step is eyebrows, and so I'm going to do that with this pencil that I bought in Paris in October, and it's Kiko Eyebrow Sculpt Automatic Pencil. So Kiko Milano, which is a retail store. Like, they have a makeup store in the big cities in Europe that I've been to, because I found one in Rome. I can't remember if there was one in Venice. I don't think so, or at least I didn't see one there. And this one was in Paris, so I was so happy to find it again because their prices are great, and they've got lots and lots of selection. So it's a complete makeup store, and it's all their own brands. So unlike Sephora, which carries all kinds of other brands, Kiko is just their own brand. I really wish we could get it here in North America. That would be wonderful, because it would just give us more choices. Not like we don't have enough choice in makeup, but you know, they have really different things, so I appreciate that. And if I can find a source online, I'll put a link. I'm just not sure if they ship over here, or you know, if the shipping is maybe prohibitive in cost. Okay, so now we've got that done. And I got a new eyeshadow palette called Plum SMOKEY. Very glittery kind of cover on it. And the colors are amazing. So we've got some matte ones and some sparkly ones. There's a sparkly one, sparkly matte, a couple more sparkly ones. You can see that I'm kind of peeking around it here. Anyway, I thought I would use some of these for this look today, and it did come with a brush. Yeah, it came with this lovely brush, so why don't I just use that one? And let's see, I think I'm going to start with this one, just because I don't really know what they do, and I don't want to get any nasty surprises. So I'm going to use that as my base. And it is quite frosty, which I'm okay with. The brush has also got quite long bristles, so it kind of flops back and forth, which is a little bit different, but it's a nice brush. It holds a lot. In fact, I'm going to put this taupe color over my entire lid. Like that. It makes very little difference, but you can see the shine in it. Now, what should I use? Because it's a smoky palette, I think I'm going to go with this one. And they don't have individual names, this gray color here. So I can't tell you that it's called such and such, because they don't have that. And I'm just gonna, this is a matte one. I'm gonna just run it over top. Okay, so this is gonna be maybe a little bit more subtle. I like this. This is really nice. And just take it over again and then bring it down here into the corner. And a little bit across. Found that if I put too much, if I take the shiny eyeshadow too far over, it makes my eyes look round and like sort of startled. So I'm not going to do that. Take this a little bit farther over towards the center, up and around like that. And as I've mentioned before, my eyes are not exactly the same as each other. So I always have to do a little eyeshadow engineering to make them look like they match. But this is so buildable that I could go a lot darker. Yeah, very nice. All right, now I am going to take this brush, which I bought at Walmart. It has no name on it or anything, but it's sort of a blending brush. And I'm going to take this purple color, or it's kind of an aubergine plum color, eggplant. An aubergine and an eggplant are the same thing. And just darken this corner. I've just ordered some little stickies that I can put on here to catch the fallout. And I'm looking forward to seeing those. And I am taking my flat brush, which is this one. This one is by praiseworthy. And I'm going to use this same aubergine color along the bottom. And then I just flick it up at the corners. So you know, of course, that how we all open our mouth to make our eyes stretch a little bit. Don't think it makes all that much difference, but we do it anyway. Okay, let's see. Again, let's get it even. That's pretty good. And now I just need a matte highlighter for the top, just under my brow, and I'm using this Pacifica 100% vegan, cruelty-free palette called Magical Eyeshadows. Don't know how magical they are, but they sure have gorgeous colors. So try to tip that down so you don't get too much reflection from the window. And I'm going to start with this one right at the top, which is called Swan. And it's a matte one, and it's sort of a peachy apricot color. Blow off the excess. I don't like a really shiny highlighter under my brow. I mean, sometimes it's perfect, sometimes it works great, sometimes not. Now, here's something you discover when you put makeup on your eyelids. The white hairs show up. You don't have white hairs, it's probably because you're not over 50. Although it's certainly possible. Anyway, that's a good thing. So if you put makeup up there and you see white hairs, it's like, oh wow, I can get rid of them now because I know they're there. And I think I'm also going to use this color. It's called Wolf. It's kind of an odd name. I'm just taking this brush and a little bit, the same brush, just a tiny bit, and putting, just kind of pressing a bit of shine in there. And then I'm going to pull it out a little bit just so that it blends a bit. Now I'm going to use just a little bit of eyeliner, and this is also from Kiko, and it's another sort of eggplant color. And I have to pull out my eye for this just because of the shape of my eyes. And these are gel eyeliners, so they go on just beautifully. Okay, so now we're on to the mascara. Oh, and I've got a new one to try because I got a gift with purchase. So we'll see what this one does. What pretty colors these are. Oh my, I love them. What do you think? Beautiful, hey? Okay, so this mascara is brand new. It's a little sample size, and it's Clinique High Impact Mascara. So I've never used it before, and I normally use waterproof mascara because my eyelashes go straight if I've got water-based. So we'll see how this does, if it's high impact and if it keeps my lashes from going straight. Feels actually quite wet. This is no surprise to me, but it has made my eyelashes go pretty much straight again. But it's nice thickening mascara. Now I'm going to line my lips with a little pencil that I got in one of those kits you get at Christmas time where you've got lipstick and eyeshadow and everything. So it has no name on it. It's just called lip pencil. And it's kind of a dark red color, which will go well with the lipstick I've chosen. And I'm just going to run it a little bit on the inside here. I could do my entire lips with this and then put a gloss on it, but ooh, great color. Okay, so this one was also a sample I got in a kit of Clinique, and it's called number 13 Love Pop, and that's the color. So pretty dazzling. What a pretty color. I love this. And you know what? I think I'll put a little bit of gloss over top. This is just clear gloss, and it is Stay Glossy by Rimmel. I love their lip glosses. I love the way they feel. So it's kind of my go-to lip gloss most of the time. Because I've had lip glosses where I put it on and it's like inhaling something chemical or almost rancid, oily rancid taste, and it's like, ooh, don't like that. Anyway, this one doesn't do that for me, so it's completely clear. It'll help if I don't miss my lips. There, so that adds some shine. I'll have links below for the things that I can find for you. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you go in this journey with me. I have lots of ideas of things that I'd love to try, and I think you might love to try too. And I'll see you next time.